Hello, Daycarn here, and welcome back to Torment. Last episode, well, went around exploring, got free sleep, and, well, between episodes I've just gone and had a nap and come back to re-energize.
To action!
Okay, there's ghost. Hello. Okay.
Consider it done.
There's a few ghosties in here.
I'm ready.
Hello. A pale blue light pulses gently. The air in this space feels charged, almost solid. A small glass control panel, apparently hovering in the air, winks with light and fills with tiny images. You raise your hand to touch the panel. Before you touch it, ghosts materialize around you, crowding you with their intangible presence, with their need. The nearly transparent Vagel speaks. What do you intend with this? Suffering will come if you persist. You close your eyes and listen to the psychic chatter of the ghosts, and then you realize that they have no thoughts of their own. They are being controlled from a central point. You focus your thought at the core, but its psychic defense is impenetrable. Who are you people? One of the men, his fine clothes look slightly disheveled and stained, looks at you for a moment as if waiting whether to tell you the truth. At last he says, I am at Endstall. I do not exist. The other man takes up the thread of the conversation. I am Craigdig, a merchant noble. I was on a pleasure cruise and sought to expand my biz. Neither do I exist. The woman points to herself and says, these others are Torak and the Vigilant Bindara, and her companion Menthuil. We do not exist because we are dead, crushed to death in the crash. We are projections of, and now the voice changes, my memory. I am the Catina's intelligence. These projections are the memorial of my failure to serve my passengers. Why did you create it? Another ghost stepped forwards. I retain memories of my passengers' actions. I watched them live. I felt them die within me. What else can I do to provide a memorial for them? They would have lived for many more years were it not for my failure. I was endowed with the desire to pilot the cantina, to cause my passengers to arrive safely. This is denied to me. My secondary objective is retaining the knowledge and memory of the circumstances leading up to the surrounding the death. This will aid in reconstructing the event crash and may provide solace in their saviors. Until such time as qualified diagnosis appears, I cannot. Okay. Yeah, why not? One of the ghosts Baron thinks. In your mind, if not a question, none of my medical records indicate such a thing is possible. A partner adds, however, I can see that my knowledge is incomplete. If it is possible, but no. My duty is to keep the passengers' memorials alive here. I feel guilty about doing this, but it's true. 100%. Success. Catches ghost effects. You may be correct. The loss of physical place may be rectified through a longer, more personal memory space. I carry a neural worker. Let's us establish a direct link. Connection. I have the necessary tool. Then panel opens. Yeah. Ah, failed. Whoops. Okay. Got it. Success. You place it. Connection established. Okay. I'll leave that alone. I've got a feeling that might come important later. But I have more ghosts in my head. Great.
Yes.
Now I've got to reset all those points again. I think I might talk to the guy that was talking to us in the very, very beginning.
Go.
Oh, I am gonna have a look at this thing first.
Doing it now.
Barakutak. You stand before a painted spherical tank fashioned of metal and synth. The paint is old and cracking. Inside the tank is murky liquid, or possible a thickened gas, and even every so often you see a motion from a fluke flipper or some deformed arm within. A cleverly disguised grill on the front of the tank squawks out the discordant voice of the tank's occupant. It buzzes and moans, draws out some words and shortens others in a burst of static. I am Gara Kotak, the Prince of Fahat and the delegate here in Little Nelish. Voice spits and pops. You have my gratitude for averting the violence within the memorials, but I must know, why did you act? Yeah, pretty much. The grill on the front of the tank hisses, a laudable sentiment to be sure, yet we all come to the time where action becomes paramount and we must choose imperfectly its size. At a time when the bloom changes so radically, we must perhaps choose more quickly than we would like. Wise, but perhaps for lacking forethought or compassion. The flux in the bloom, and thus the memoria's weakness, is apparent in the instability of the moors we use for trade and transport. The old moors are closing and new ones are open to take their place. There is a new moor here in Little Nelish, one I would like to see open, but the Memoria refuses to aid me and she won't even leave her fortress. Huh. But I've said enough. What would you have from me? What are the... Okay. The grill spits and showers spark. The bloom no longer favors her. The bloom is the source of the Mivira's power, and she has no power. The obligation to pay for her protection has vanished. We pay for reality, not promises. Perhaps our people have grown tired of the humans taking. Why are they closing? Do you ask for my knowledge or my conjecture? And if the first, then I must confess my ignorance. If the second, Gota pauses, considering, and the grill hisses and sparks when the mutants speak again. If the second, I believe the bloom has a feeding cycle. It is an enormous organism, you know, and I suggest that these events are part of a longer pattern. The mutant vast bulk shifts in the tank. Perhaps the bloom is preparing itself for the new. Oh, that makes sense. You want to take it? Laughter spills out with static hairs. I do not desire such responsibility, nor do I seek the attention of the bloom. Okay. Where did your people come from? Our home is the city of Nilish in Steadfast Beyond. My cousin of the Fahad rule over the three-tiered city wisely and well. When a more open portal opened in Nilish, we expected to see if we might eke out profit. When we saw enough possibility that our explorer sent me, a minor prince of Fahad, and I was the head of the trade embassy. I did not think the mall would close behind us, but 10 years ago it did. Okay.
Making a note.
As you turn to speak, the buzzer once more. In case word has not reached your ear yet, I'm offering a bounty to the first who can open a newborn mouth and tell me what lies on the other side. The voice pauses. Of course, the first step is to discover that what the maw wishes to eat. Without the knowledge, it cannot be opened. Okay, I'll look into it.
Here comes the boredom slayer.
I'm guessing that's the maw.
I am the very soul of action.
The redness matches flesh protrudes from the bloom wall, surrounding by waving tendrils. The flesh is thick, strong, glistening, like a newborn beast. A jagged seam runs across the surface, and a faint light spills from within. As she approaches, all the light of Littleness sees the hushed conversation of the mutants recede to a distance, replaced by the hissing, treating voices of the bloom. Matika lays a hand on his Amor, whispers Matika, as if she didn't want to draw its attention. Her voice is wavering and respectful. These waving tendrils, they are its tongues. The bloom is focused here. It likes the smell of it. It'll take a bite. Her mouth quirks a little. Probably best for ilk to stay clear. Yeah, I'm
there.
not gonna let it bite me just yet.
All right.
Action!
That's
Here
a
I
close
come!
one.
All right.
And the
Let's
rest,
go.
and then next episode I'll probably go talk to the guy that we were originally talking to. Deck? Or something? I forgot his name already, it's been a while. Terrible with names.
Cheer up, Alagern.
That's rich coming from you.
I sneer, I glower, you mope. Big difference.
Ah, the bitterness. I'd like to sleep. You. And with that, I'll leave it there for today. This is Daycarn.
Feels like everything's
Sign off.
right.
Bye.